Shirley, take the floor.
The first senior associate under consideration is Stephen Rutherford. He has been with Frontline for a little over 6 months, received an MBA from Stanford, and exceeded his performance goals during his 6-month stint.
What concerns do we have about Stephen, or why should we keep his position?
I'm concerned with the amount of time he has been with Frontline. 6 months does not illustrate how committed he is or will be. Alan Thompson, his supervisor, indicates that Stephen exceeded his performance goals, but I'm skeptical about Alan's expectations for John's first 6 months. I fear his future contributions may lack ambition, and therefore be unsuccessful.
Luca, you bring up a strong point.
I believe that it is difficult to judge Stephen's achievements because of the limited amount of time he has been with Frontline. However, I think his past educational experiences and extracurricular activities at Stanford and Dartmouth tell us something. He is savvy, accomplished, and has the ability to set and attain goals.
We may have the ability to set and achieve his personal goals, but what about those of Frontline? Has he proven to achieve the company goals?
His supervisor stated that Stephen has an exceptional billable rate for the first 6 months. He's obviously motivated.
Well, it seems as though Stephen will remain under critical review. I want to move on to the next senior associate. Shirley?
Next is Marie Gomez. She has been with Frontline for 1 year, received a PhD from University of Southern California, and has 7 years of work experience in the medical industry.
Murray's been committed to Frontline for 1 year, and the achievement differences between her first and second performance goals demonstrate that she increased her performance capacity over time.
I think Marie's performance review communicates something different to me. Her low performance in the first 6 months reveals some severe weaknesses.
I believe those weaknesses can be combated by her extensive work experience and successes. Marie has 3 publications in legitimate academic journals.
Do her achievements match Frontline's goals? If so, how will she use them to advance Frontline?
Actually, Marie's performance review indicates that she used her networks in Mexico to develop proposals for potential clients. I think her connections are financial assets to Frontline's expansion. Also, her supervisor mentions that Marie is diligent and focused when working in project teams.
After this discussion, is there a member who is in opposition of Marie holding her position at Frontline? Okay, it has been decided. Marie will not be terminated. Shirley, the next profile.
Raymond Johnson has been with Frontline for 2 years, received an MBA from American University, and served as a captain in the United States Navy for 20 years.
It appears that Raymond had high billable rates for 2 years, but failed to meet the performance goal of his most recent term.
His supervisor's note accounts for this drastic change. Raymond's work was affected by a family crisis.
What other characteristics will give me confidence that Raymond's work will not be affected by other variables?
His connections in Korea and fluency in the Korean language have yielded clients for Frontline, increasing the company's expansion. Raymond is a necessary asset for Frontline to reach foreign clients.
Yes, this is a strong point to consider. Even though I was skeptical about his benefit to Frontline originally, I believe he provides legitimate ties to foreign markets and has been committed to the company for longer than other senior associates. Does everyone agree? Should Raymond keep his position at Frontline?
Yes.
Yes.
It's settled then. Shirley, continue.
The last senior associate to discuss is Dorothy Parker. She has been with Frontline for 2 years, received an MBA from University of Chicago, and has 6 years of experience.
Dorothy has consistently met her performance goals, but failed to show an increase in achievement. She's good at what she does, but is that good enough for Frontline?
I believe her static record illustrates a lack of motivation. There is no room for complacent senior associates.
Also, she has not showed any progress in her developmental goals that related to improving her group management and cooperative skills. I think these developmental skills are vital to Frontline's vision, and it would pain me to keep a senior associate that fails to develop group skills and interpersonal relationships with peers.
And these concerns go back to the lack of motivation I mentioned.
I think the group should consider the time she has been with Frontline.
The time Dorothy has been with Frontline is negligible if she does not show continuous contributions to the company's goals.
I'm bringing Stephen back to the discussion. We need to decide to keep Stephen or Dorothy.
I stand firm in my assertion that Stephen, though young, has proved to be motivated and is capable of achieving company goals.
If we are keeping older senior associates like Raymond and Marie, Stephen will provide a dynamic, youthful perspective.
I still fear that his supervisor's expectations may have been skewed, but I believe that Stephen should keep his position over Dorothy.
This decision is a collaborative one. Is anyone against the decision to terminate Dorothy? Who agrees that Stephen should keep his position as a senior associate?
I
I
do.
do.
I do.
The decision has been made.